now we already had something about this. So expressing location, even this tie juurse. So I have some examples of how to express this location. And here, like where you can do it with cases. Also, we can think about it, this supine forms or this M forms, this M infinitive forms, how to express it, and also this direction, and with different kinds of prepositions, postpositions. So some examples here too. And first, so I thought to start with this cases. So this, yeah, and I think I have. So illative. It seems that I was deleting this some tables, but it seems I also deleted this illative. This is of course like inessive, and this is elative. So that this has this 3 directions. And here you can also see this question is kus and kus. So this kind of where to, or directional, and where you are at the moment. So this is something that these questions, it's not, you can, or you use the same. So there is an overlap here with this. These questions are not distinct. And the same way. So, but ST. So here you see that this question often says that in what case should the answer be? So just that here you have a hint. So kust or kust. So these are both are used. And how this direction comes from. I picked such words that. Here there is indeed, ma paneb siia käppa, see käpse, ma võtab siia käpsta. So here you can see that they are different in this different. When you put it somewhere, there is like a direction, it is somewhere, and you take it from somewhere. And you had like a short overview of these cases. And so this ablative, then actually this is adhesive and ablative. So they are used not that frequently, but still with all this, when you are saying where you're coming from, and with some this place names like this in Kurland. So this is where when they are used, and that's why I just chose my approach of Eestimaale or Liivimaale, Kurmaale. So ma ei ela Eestimaal, ma Eestimaal perin. So just that I'm from somewhere. So these are some examples where you use these L cases, or and here with these L cases, we will see later on with these adpositions too, that again that you can sometimes see that you mean the direction, like going to somewhere, but it's still that it's my approach of Eestimaal. So it's just that here there is some this collapse of this two. These endings have really collapsed, and sometimes it's really not possible to tell the difference between. It's just that this verb more like means or shows this, whether it's like a movement somewhere or it's actually like a stative or being somewhere. And here in the same group, we could actually add this supine forms. When you are saying that I'm going to do something, and these M forms are really when you have had more these infinitives, but just that these M forms can be used with some movement verbs. Really, I am going to do something. So going for a swim. I could say that this I am going to swim, or this. It's like the other infinitive here, but just that it now is. It's one of this when to select what it is, for example, with these movement verbs. And for example, you can say that I was swimming, but I wanted to add this away here, because what is here is that it really doesn't mean this kind of action going on. So I was swimming, so it, or just to say that it is often the case that it means that you were away somewhere swimming, and now you can say that I am coming from this swimming or this action. So this is also where you have this kind of three different ways to directions, or not directions, like two of them express this movement and one like location somewhere. So this is where you have like there is help of this case markings or this supine. But of course we cannot express all these locations with cases, or then we need this some like adpositions, and of course we just adverbs too when it's just again, and often they have these 3 dimensions that to and being somewhere and coming from somewhere. And and I thought we could go through some of these examples here. And the idea is the same, that at the moment I just choose randomly something that I thought maybe could occur somewhere in the text. And here this first always means this to where, then the second one is where, and the last one is from where. And here I just gave this like a general meaning. So it's not always very easy even to translate all this into English or here, but the idea is that the first row, for example, is about this being under, or this under, and then up and front and near and next to. So for example, ala, so Roontes Sadis Loodan ala, so the book fell under the table. So again, there is movement behind it. So and it is, for example, Roontes loodan all, and for example, I am taking this from under the table, so would be loodan aldest or alde. So both are used, and just this here actually this it isn't. I would say that here it is like a remnant of this genitive even, because otherwise these usually they all require genitive, but this old genitive N that actually has been lost in Livonian, also in Estonian, but it's still that sometimes when you check some text, and here and there, especially older text, you can still see in some maybe even compounds this moonala is another thing I have seen. So here maybe it's not the best example to illustrate this, but for example, it seems that that with this ala I have seen several times puu alla, for example, under the tree. So loodan ala, where I have really seen this N occurring. So I have this impression that it is representing this also, so the genitive. But otherwise, these basically they all usually go, especially when it's these postpositions, they go with the genitive. And here, but sometimes here also these examples we have chosen so that it's not always that it's a postposition. For example, the next one is ilse, then ill, where, and ildest, and here this example is just where it's like it's not a postposition, it's just usage, or veel päeva ill. And here is the sun. So this sun is now, remember it was in this song, it was päevalikki. So here it's päeva, the sun is still high up or up. And here, to comment a bit, while you've seen these brackets, especially in these postpositions, there are something when something gets lost or gets so that you don't anymore understand that it's if it has this direction somehow encoded, or especially with this when we come to this L cases, you see that they add to enforce it this newer elative case, although it would be like alta is already like the old this postpositional or like a locational meaning, but probably it's just that it's not anymore so much visible that it would be enough to encode this from somewhere, that you add something like a newer case ending to mark still this distinction. And for example here, so the next one is yet, jetzt. So for example, yeah, step in front of or something like this. So tulgid jette. For example, ma sin jetzt, I'm in front of you. And yeah, ma tuleb, yeah, puu jetzt, for example. I'm coming from in front of the tree, or so yeah, so this direction again. And with juure, so it's like near someone or at someone, or maybe this would be even better translation, at or Irma tuleb arst juurde. And here again, so that just that there is variation. So whether it's yours, so there are several options really you can find in the text. And in this previous one, what was it? It was also with it was, for example, we had in the text yours with this R, but it's not always there. And here it seems that it's more common to say that yeah, tuleb arst juurde, so without this R. So somehow and there is some variation here. And now something this is really next to, and I think this is very nice. What it's always Estonians always like it, because we would be saying, if you are sitting next to me, we would pick the word for ear, like kõrval, but Livonians have picked this kilg, which is a side. So it's again that it's like logical somehow, of course, that we pick only there, and this Livonians pick all this, the whole side. So if you want to ask who is sitting really next to me, it would be with this kilg word, this yeah, side, or kes istab mind kilgs. And it is even with this S, so this inessive form here, kilgs, so in the side, even if you would like to make this direct translation. So again, ta istab mind kilg would be next to me, like this direction, sitting next to me, so kilgs, and yeah, for example, rising or yeah, coming away from, so it would be kilgs. Then here some others. So here in this slide, so there are some of these are now just adverbs. So isa läks koogas, so far away. Kaugen, kaugen is far away. And now when you are coming from far away, so kaugend. So this is this again, this old dislocative nt, or what is visible here. And now nearby or near. So for example, ta elab Jõgeval, or and here just that here you see even that especially with this L forms, it happens that this to and where, so they are exactly, they look the same. So here, so that it's definitely that this L or this external local cases, they have started this distinction between them has really started to diminish the first. So the same way here, even with this päällä, if we jump for a moment here, it's like this on top. So it can be that you say that where is päällä, but also even being somewhere can be päällä or pääl. So that especially here, it happens that there is variation someone, but usually really this from somewhere is the one that is the different one. So leskal, ta elab leskal, ta approachab leskal, for example, is moving, riding close or driving, and then coming from somewhere. So leskal is from nearby. Or and here just these are this and it was even good that someone even was doubting when we started the class that what this one means, that just again it's just not the postposition but just some adverbs that have this three different forms for this marking this location. So kodai, kuon, kuond, or koondast. And again, it would be otherwise historically fine to say only kuond. It is already marked this from somewhere. But again, you see that this este is somehow probably has been like that you want to mark it and you want to somehow really encode it in your language that it is now this departing from somewhere. So this este comes here And the same way here with this from there. So again, there is already sealt, but you still add this. There are also forms like sealdest. And so that's why this is in brackets, that you can find both. But you are going there, so ma jätistasin, or ma so sääl and sealdest. Yes, and there is a question that L cases are not productive. Yes, and this is true. So it's these L cases are really that they are used with some village names in this Kurland, like Irel, ma lähed Irel, I'm going to Ire, or Kostragel with some. Then when you have this lands here, when you were saying where you are coming from, so if you have in your country this mo, like a land, so then you have there, then it's also these L cases are formed with some this kind of fixed phrases or adverbs. Also, I'm going to help, or help Apple, or and some fixed this kind of expressions expressing time. For example, seal aigal, that time, and you can see that they are in some postpositions, they are still there. So for example, mostly you cannot really in Livonian say that I'm putting this onto the table and use allative or allative case. You have to say really this loodab or express it. And it's not only so that everything that would for us look that this is like this outer or external location that we would definitely now use instead of this L cases, we would have to use this I wanted to wrong way. So it's not always that when you now cannot use this external local cases that you replace it with pääle constructions, this onto postpositions. It can also happen that you have replaced it with this internal local cases. For example, what I have seen is that in this Sjögren-Wiedemann's dictionary, it was used that I am going onto the sea or just to fish. It was still possible that you use merrel, like onto the sea with this L case. But it's very common to see that you go into the sea, even like I am like on the sea, or like, but it means like in the sea, mers. So although it was, so it's sometimes also that you have you are using this illative, inessive, and these forms like in a more like a wider way, or that it's not always that you have replaced it with this postposition expressing this on. So there are like it's also possible, but sometimes you have replaced it with this inessive, and the other word I remember now is like the market. Dirk, so that I have seen also where you have this like S form, although it would be maybe it was used also with L cases. So there is some variation here, but just mostly when you need to choose that one location, it's maybe the first way would often be this pääle, and that's why here it is this kas jääkis raipealdest. For example, from top of two piece, but from top of the chair, somehow say really that from the chair onto the floor, and it's raipealdest. You cannot say rai. This is like not possible. So that here is one example where you really have this one postposition, and this would be what I would recommend if you want to construct the sentence, and you have this external local case. Maybe this would be the first option, because it's not always possible to know what are this when you are really using this external internal local cases instead. And what I have also seen, and I think maybe it's even some Estonian influence, so that võõrandel I have seen really used as a on the floor võõrandel, but it was in this Daltes ABC book, and maybe it is one of these where I have really seen this like a noun and with this L case, but mostly they don't really, they're not that much there. And then I had another, yeah, the third one here. What I also like is this middle, like in the center. So this is really used, this sidamus, like it's the word for, you know, what does it actually mean? Does anyone want to say or write in the chat? What is sidam? Like the first meaning, let's say, because they have also, does anyone know? Heart, yes. So several people saying heart, which is totally correct. So I think it's very nice. So it really means, and there is no other. So in Estonian it's keskel, or also in Finnish it's similar. So like there are several. Of course, we can also say that something is in the middle or in the heart of the village, but just that we have also other options. But in Livonian, this is the general option. Pivakoda on Kila Sidamus, so that it's in the middle of the village. And so, and here again, so that there is some variation whether you say Sidamu or Sidamus, like to where, and then where. So Sidamus, and from somewhere. I'm driving away from Sidamus. So it's really this nice way how this concrete to abstract meaning here is something. And then sisal, sisal, and now several options. So again, there's LT, sisald would be fine already, but you add often this sisaldest is also possible. And here, so tagan, so this is something, if we have something similarities occur really here. So to and where pinvantleb nurka tagant, and could be also tagandest. Again, ende would be fine, but it's also that you can see tagandest. And tääne, so we had this siin was there, and yeah, to my direction would be tääne, täsa, tästa, so tästa jooksoon 1 kilometer. From here until the river is 1 kilometer. And ulse, ull, and uldest. So ulse is outside or to outside. Ull, yeah, and from somewhere. So ull, will vägi, lemjak, nash, aega. Yeah. So do you have any questions about these things? So this is just something about this, how expressing location. Or so several options: case, postpositions, adverbs.